off season, how fondly will you remember LA and all the memories? Do you hate LA right now?
No, I don't hate. I can never hate. I can never hate LA or Los Angeles Rams or anybody on that team. It's a competitive sport. You know, I love my brother, my little brother Vince Miller. I love my brother, but you know, when it's time to compete, I want to win. You know, I want to win, and that's just how I feel about it. You've been playing this. I've been playing this game for so long, 12 years in the league, 4 years in college. You build up a lot of relationships around the league. Just because I got a lot of friends and a lot of colleagues around the league, I still want to go out there and win. And that's where my mindset is at this week. I love those guys. You know, it'd be like me playing against my brothers. They came and got me at a time where, you know, I really needed that. You know, they refreshed me when I got traded to the Los Angeles Rams. I got to rush with Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd and Greg Gaines and Jalen Ramsey in the back, and you know, Coach McVay and Les Snead. They so easygoing, and all they really care about is wins, and Reggie Scott and Mark in the training room, and all the equipment managers, Berg and the training staff, the strength and conditioning coaches that really poured into me and wanted me to be successful. You know, you can never erase that. You know, and I love those guys for that. We won Super Bowl 56, and that'll always be there. Those will always be my teammates. But at the same time, you know, I'm on the Buffalo Bills now, and I want to create some of those same memories with my new teammates now. And you know, it's a weird feeling. You know, the NFL is just so messy. I play in the Super Bowl, and my first game back is right there with a new team, and that's what the fans want to see. And you know, of course, there'll be some emotions there. Of course, I respect Aaron Donald and all those guys so much. It's like, bro, like, what could I say? You know, it was no reason for me to leave. You know, I just, you know, felt like this was my place to be. And, you know, whenever you leave on those terms, it's always going to be some weird feelings. But at the end of the day, man, those are my brothers, and I know they feel the same about me.
And now that you move forward, like 4 or 5 months, however long it was since you signed, and you said, why am I leaving LA and all this stuff? But as you look at the fan reaction, as you look at what this team is like, and as you look as being of the day, and congrats on being, you know, named the captain, how much have you moved forward in having invested yourself in Buffalo, the fan base, and this team?
You know, when I came here to sign my contract after I agreed to be a Buffalo Bill on the 16th, I flew out here the next day, and I was talking to Coach McDermott, and I was talking to Eric Washington and Coach Frazier, and you know, they were telling me, like, because I was kind of, you know, hesitant at first. You know, of course, I was just wanting to be sure of the decision I was making, and you know, Coach McDermott, I still remember it like it was yesterday. Coach McDermott said, you know, it's Buffalo. I know it doesn't have like the optics, but you will learn to love this place. Like, this place will grow on you, and you'll love this place. And you know, when he said it, you know, I just thought it was part of the recruiting pitch. But you know, being here in Western New York and being at home, and you know, being around the fans, and you know, going to the local restaurants here, and being around the people, and you know, being a member at Orchard Park Country Club and Cragburn Country Club, you know, I just feel at home, and I've fallen in love with this place, and it just gets better and better each and every day. And this is a place that I'm in love with, and it's just not starting off. It's in that honeymoon phase where you're like, man, great team, you know, great organization, great teammates, great you know, fans around the place, and you know, it's just something that grows on you. Of course, we don't have the big shiny new stadium or the fancy 5-star restaurants or the clubs or you know, anything like that LA has, but I think they make up for it with just genuine people. You know, they truly care about you. They truly care about your well-being. You know, my neighbors in my neighborhood, I had a guy call me the other day, and he's like, hey, you left your garage door open. And, you know, it's just, I just genuinely feel like they care. And they care about me being successful. They care about the team being successful. And that really makes up for all the stuff that this town lacks. Yeah, I didn't. That came and went. Like, it's just little things like that, from you saying stuff about toilet paper and they just take it over the top. It's little things like that really make you fall in love with the people here in Western New York.
You first came here, that you wanted to be in the NFL since you were a little kid, but you wanted to be a quarterback. Do you still wish you would become a quarterback?
Yeah, I do. You see some of these contracts, it's crazy. No, I mean, I just quarterback in football is probably one of the it's probably one of the marquee positions in all of sports. You know, you guys want to be quarterbacks. You know, you got basketball, you got the guards and the centers, and you got soccer, and you got strikers and all that stuff. But the quarterback position it is the position in all of sports. You know, if you're a great quarterback, man, you're one of the greatest sports figures in all of sports. And I always wanted to be a quarterback. You know, God had different plans for me, but I still feel like I have like that mindset. I like being around quarterbacks. I like being around Peyton Manning. I like being around Josh Allen. I like being around Matthew Stafford, but Matt Barkley and Case Keenum. I like being around those guys. I like playing golf. I like playing golf with those guys. I like, playing cards. I still feel like, I'm one of the quarterbacks. I'm just chasing them on game day.
You have a pretty good quarterback in Stafford. Just kind of what do you think of the keys to trying to keep the rep contained then?
Contained. It's whenever you're going against good teams like this with great players like Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, whenever you're going against, great teams and great coaches like Coach McVay and, all the great elite players that they have, it's not realistic to go in the game thinking that we're going to shut everybody out. I always like to have a neutral mindset. I like to have a realistic mindset and a positive mindset at the same time. They're going to make plays. We just got to make one more play than them. We got to have one more point than them on the scoreboard. We just got to find a way to win the game. Of course they're gonna make plays. Of course they got great players. I couldn't sit up here and say like anything less than that. It's been time tested. It's Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and Coach McVay. Like they are the top at their positions at everything that they do. They're gonna make plays. We just got to find a way to make our plays. We got to find a way to win the game. And when the clock is 0-0, we got to find a way to be on top whenever that's all said and done.
Aaron Donald. People would ask, like, well, what could you tell Josh and the offense about playing against him? Like there's some secret. What would your advice be if they were?
It's nothing that there is no secret. It's like there's nothing I can say. Like there is no weakness. Like I can't sit here and say like, well, if you do this, it's Aaron Donald. He's the greatest football player that I've ever played with, and he's one of the greatest football players that ever played this game. And that's counting all the greats and all the football guys that have come through here. Aaron Donald is one of those. There's nothing that I can say. I'll be setting him up for failure if I tell him like, if you just do this, you'll be all right. Like he's good at everything. These guys are great. We got Josh Allen. We got our great players too. Like I said, Aaron Donald, he's gonna make plays. Like we just got to find ways to make just one more play more than those guys.
What have you learned about your team? Now you've been embedded with them since the start of camp. About the mettle of this team and their ability to handle the expectations that you guys have on you.
Yeah, I've always said pressure is a privilege, but here I think we're all following, Josh Allen's lead. Like, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best. And he comes into work and he just has this aura about him, like, and it's not an overly confident thing. It's not like I feel like I'm this and that. You just look in his eyes and you can tell he's at peace with his game. You can tell that he's comfortable with where he's at. He's not his confidence is where he needs to be at. He's not shying away from the pressure. He's just going through it, and he doesn't take anything serious. I think he depends on his guys. He depends on Diggs, and he depends on Gabe, and he depends on his offensive line. But Josh Allen, the confidence is there. We know he's going to perform. We know he's going to do well. And this stage is not too big for him, and I think everybody else just follows that lead. With all the pressure that's on Josh to be great, on his team to be great, I think he just comes in every day and he just takes it one day at a time, and we all just follow his lead. His mentality and his personality really just seeps on everybody else, coaches included.
The atmosphere, what do you anticipate that to be like Thursday, and how unique is the situation you're going to be in wearing a Bills gear and watching the banner go on?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of visualizing the situation I'm about to play in. That could be the Super Bowl, that could be this game, any game or any situation I'm gonna be in. Of course, it might be different than what I realized, but if it just happens to be the same, this will be my second time through it. And we all know, repetition is the father of learning. So I've envisioned it. I've thought about it. I thought about like, man, what I'm gonna say to Aaron Donald in warm-ups, pregame. I thought about like, dang, is Coach McVay gonna look at me crazy like before the game? Like, and if he does, like, how do I react to that? Like, what if I try to talk to the guy before the game, he doesn't want to talk to me? Like, you know, what if the fans boo me? What if the fans cheer me? You know, I've already thought about all of these different things. When it comes game day, I'm so locked in, and me trying to be the best player that I can be for the Buffalo Bills, and that's where my mindset. That's where my mentality to be. I am trying to be the best Von Miller for my guys here. I've won a Super Bowl with those guys, and you know they've earned my respect, and I've earned their respect, and now I'm on a new team, and I'm trying to do those same things with my colleagues here.
Box down, or
Yeah, it is.
is it?
Yeah, it is.
And do you do
I'm
that on
barely-
purpose?
I barely worn it. Like, you know, I've always been, you know, I never wanted to be one of the guys that just wear my Super Bowl ring each and every day. And no disrespect to anybody, a Super Bowl ring is a Super Bowl ring. But when I see, like, I don't want that to be the biggest moment in my career. You know, I want to create other big moments. I want to create other moments that are just the same. So I wear my Super Bowl rings whenever they ask me to bring them up here. But other than that, like, it's locked up and it's done. My Broncos ring, I didn't bring it out the safe until the ring ceremony with the Rams. Like, so it's just something that you have, and I feel like that when you wear it every single day, it just kind of takes away that it just takes away how special it really is and how special that moment was for me. Even though it is a special moment, I don't want that to be my determining moment in my career. I want to make other moments just like that, and that's why I keep them locked up, and I put them away, and I just keep going.
What's been your
Last
message
one for Vaughn.
to getting that next step over the hump here to get those guys the same thing?
You know, every team is different. You know, every quarterback is different. Every defense is different. But there are a lot of similarities in great teams. You got to have a great locker room. You got to have a player-led group. The priority has to be winning, and whenever you come out here, you have to have a purpose. You can never be an autopilot. And the great teams that I've been on, that's what it's been. And I don't know what the message. If I had a secret thing to tell the teams, and you go out there and like win, I would say that every single day. But I think part of being a great leader is you got to really figure out your teammates. You gotta earn their respect and earn their trust, and likewise and vice versa. You know, you gotta love on your guys. You gotta know their kids. You gotta know where they went to high school. You gotta know do they like video games? What foods are they allergic to? You got to really do a deep dive into your teammates. And once you get to that point, you know exactly what to say to these guys. You know exactly what's going to bring the most out of the guys that you're going out there to play with. And so right now, I really don't know. But as the season goes on, as we play, you know, I'm sure we have the words. I have the words to say to these guys to get these guys going. Appreciate you guys.